Was the mortal? How was the Earth framed? There is an oddity in everybody's psyche to know the responses to these inquiries. All things considered, what is the historical backdrop of the Earth? Strictly, it is said that God made the Earth and afterward made trees, plants, creatures and people on it. In any case, science doesn't acknowledge this. Furthermore, we read exactly the same thing in textbooks, that the Earth was a chunk of fire that emerged from the sun. Then it got cold and afterward life started. Have you at any point asked why that wad of fire probably chilled off? At any point pondered where the water in the fire came from? Have you at any point considered how the moon was framed? Today we will offer you the responses to such inquiries. Tell us about the historical backdrop of the Earth or the beginning of the Earth. Earth history. Around a long time back, an extremely impressive blast occurred in space because of the combination of many gases. This blast made a gigantic bundle of fire which we know as the Sun. Because of this blast, dust particles spread around it. Because of the power of gravity, these residue particles transformed into little stone pieces. Continuously these pieces additionally crashed into one another because of the force of gravity and begun interfacing with one another. This is the manner by which our planetary group was conceived. For a long time, the power of gravity bound such endlessly shakes together to frame the Earth. Around then in excess of 100 planets were circling the Sun in the planetary group. Because of the crash of rocks, the Earth was being ready as a fireball, because of which the temperature of the Earth was around 1,200 degrees Celsius around 4.54 quite a while back. Assuming there was anything on the planet, it was bubbling rocks, carbon dioxide, nitrogen and water fume. There was such an air in which we would have passed on from suffocation in no time flat. Around then there was no hard surface, there was just non-finishing bubbling magma. Such intriguing data about the moon that you don't know now. Don't actually have the foggiest idea. How was the moon framed? Simultaneously another planet named Theia was going towards the Earth. Its size was just about as much as Mars. Its speed was 50 kilometers per second, which is multiple times in excess of a projectile shot from a firearm. At the point when it crashed into the outer layer of the Earth, there was an immense blast because of which a huge number of trash emerged from the Earth and that planet converged into the Earth. For a few thousand years, gravity kept on taking care of its responsibilities and the particles emerging from the Earth assembled for a few thousand years and made a circle around the Earth. From this revolution a ball was shaped which we call the moon. This moon was 22,000 kilometers around then. It was far away while today it is 400,000 kilometers. Is far. The days were passing rapidly, however changes were coming gradually in the Earth. Where did salt and water come from? How? After the development of the Earth 3.9 quite a while back, the stones left in the space began going after the Earth. There was an odd gem in these meteors tumbling from the sky, which are utilized as salt today. Amazingly, the seas from which we extricate salt, the ocean water has emerged from the salt present inside these falling shooting stars. The inquiry should be coming in your psyche that how might the sea be started from so little water present in the shooting star? So the response is that these meteors continue to fall on the Earth for 20 million years, because of which a great deal of water got collected on the Earth. No, where accomplished such a great deal water come from in the ocean? How was the hard surface made? Because of the aggregation of water on the Earth, the upper surface of the Earth began cooling and the bubbling rocks began getting hard because of cooling. In any case, the magma stayed present in a similar structure inside the Earth. The surface temperature of the Earth had arrived at 70 to 80 degrees Celsius. The outer layer of the Earth had additionally become hard. These temperatures and conditions were perfect to achieve changes in the world's environment. The water that is on the Earth today is from a long time back. The whole hard surface was covered under this water. Being close to the moon, because of the gravity applied by it, a tempest began coming on the Earth. That tempest had caused commotion on the Earth. With time the moon created some distance from the Earth and the tempest died down. The influxes of water likewise became quiet. Presently magma began emerging from the chest of the Earth and little islands began shaping. How did life start? By 3.8 a long time back, water had likewise arrived at the Earth and volcanoes were ejecting to shape little islands. The downpour of meteors had not halted at this point. Aside from water and salt, these shooting stars were bringing something different. A few minerals that should be the beginning of life. These minerals were carbon and amino acids. Both these components are viewed as in each creature and plant tracked down on the planet. These meteors used to go under 3,000 meters in water, where the sun's beams couldn't reach. Slowly, these shooting stars chilled off and set. They began taking the state of a chimney stack, and smoke began emerging from these chimney stacks because of water entering the breaks lying in the well of lava, and the water turned it into a synthetic soup. In the meantime, such a response occurred between the synthetic compounds contained in the water, what began the minute life. Single-cell microorganisms had created in the water. Where did the oxygen come from without plants? To know the solution to this inquiry, we need to return 3.5 billion years. This was while leaves lying on the lower surface of the ocean were developing like rocks. They had framed a settlement and had lived microorganisms on them. These leaves are called stromatolites. These microscopic organisms make their food from daylight. This cycle is called photosynthesis, in which it changes over carbon dioxide and water into glucose with the force of the sun's beams, additionally called sugar. Alongside this, it leaves a result which is oxygen gas. With the speed of time, the entire sea was loaded up with oxygen gas. Iron present in the water got rusted because of oxygen, which uncovered the presence of iron. Oxygen had entered the air over the waves. This is the gas without which life on Earth is unimaginable. Two mainlands made of one astonishing island. The star of oxygen gas kept on developing for 2 billion years. The revolution season of the Earth likewise continued to diminish. The days began getting longer. 1.5 Quite a while back the days began having 16 hours. Following a few million years, the upper surface of the Earth covered under the sea was isolated into a few huge plates. The magma spreading underneath the Earth put the upper surface into high gear. Because of this movement, every one of the plates were consolidated and an immense island was shaped. Around 400 million years after the fact, Earth's first supercontinent, Rodinia, was shaped. The temperature had decreased to 30 degrees Celsius. The days had expanded to 18 hours. The states of the Earth were like that of Mars. Quite a while back, such a power emerged from inside the Earth that isolated the outer layer of the Earth into two pieces. Also, this power was heat which was brought into the world from the liquid magma under the Earth. Due to which the upper surface of the Earth continued to get more vulnerable, and steadily both the surfaces continued to get away from one another. Because of which two land masses were shaped, Siberia and Gondwana.
Hello friends, this is the half part of the video. To see the full video, don't forget to watch the part 2 of this video. Only then you will get the full work, and if you did not like and subscribe to my channel, please subscribe so that we can get motivated by watching the video. Thank you very much FO.